April 2021 spring update here on Ravenwood Acres. Welcome back. The aviary portion of or enclosed garden space portion, and then the greenhouse, right? So the greenhouse, those have been following along, has morphed or been upgraded over the years a little bit at a time. Now this year the biggest change is we added the PVC plastic paneling to the upper half. Last year I put galvanized sheet down the lower half on the eastern and northern facing walls. The western facing wall over here ish, I did that this year, all that, and then I just have to do this right here, finish that up. I need a little more sheeting. I'm gonna go back to the hardware store and grab that. Everything's quite a mess. This portion got turned into basically a chicken brooder because one of our Icelandics decided to go broody. She hatched 17 chicks, and it was in the fall, so I had to find some place safe to put them in here. Of course, this is nice and enclosed, wasn't being used, so I brought them in here. They made a real mess of things, so I got a lot of cleanup work still to do. Started a little bit with my grow bags, got some kale going here. Of course, you notice the nibbled off parts. There's a culprit that tends to get out occasionally, as an escape artist. Right there, Cinnabon. She's a pet and was given to us because a friend of ours found her, couldn't find the owner. We ended up but she works out all right. She turns some produce and some other things into fertilizers for us. So it's a mess in here, but it's coming along. Project's going along. Now we'll just do a quick walk around of some of the updates on the trees and other plants on the property. And for those that have watched, there wasn't that many. The goji berry, not goji, sorry, josta berry in high pH or the high alkaline soil, which they tend to like acidic soil, it's doing pretty darn well. So we should have some berries. I think there were some blossoms on there earlier, so some berries from that this year. So got a few more trees in the ground this year. Moved the fig, actually 2 figs into the ground. These are the Chicago Hardies, so they do survive the winters here. Blueberries are doing much better this year. This one I got to put a cage around it. Really, cages are help to keep the animals from, especially when the chickens are out free ranging and digging up at the roots, because they love to do that. Nectarine, Plum, Empire Apple, which I was worried that it was not going to survive, but it just started pushing on growth. Of course, my goji's over here. I got more gojis to put in the ground this year. This is our oldest nectarine. It's got quite a few blossoms on it. So we got like 2 nectarines off it last year, but we'll see. And then the mountain ash, if you're not familiar with that, you can look it up, but it works great as a ornamental, but then it also produces edible berries, whether you eat them or wildlife eats them. They have benefits. The Fuji Apple is doing outstanding this year. It had a rough go the first couple years. That's why it's got the cage. Before we got our dogs, because we had a lapse of dog protection for one of our older dogs passed away, and then we got another puppy, and then ended up getting another lab. But anyways, I won't go on too long about that. This dwarf Fuji here got pretty ate up by the deer. There was another one over here, Apple Crisp, or Honey Crisp, Apple Crisp, cereal, right? And it got tore up by the killed basically by the deer. So I replaced this with an Empire. But yeah, like I said, it had me a little worried. But you see right here, there's some growth and this swelling on the other bud. So, and another Nectarine. Oh, I misspoke. That one out over there, that's a cherry. That's a cherry. So, and then we got a over there, if you see that, that's a mulberry. So that's a new addition. A couple oak seedlings about over here, white oak. Our native Oregon hazelnut over there that, you know, I've made sure to protect and clear out around it. And then our lovely chickens here, right? So got lots of them, lots of eggs. We've been giving them away to coworkers and stuff right now. We're just not in the position to deal with selling them. And, you know, it makes gets you good credit, you know, when you give coworkers wonderful, you know, fresh eggs. So moving on to the terrace over here, or one of them, the Coonies. So that's a good project, good lesson learned. The downfall to a breed like this is they're fairly friendly, and you have family members. Here's a lesson learned, right? That decide that they're pets, not feed. You see Violet there. I call her a terrorist because she's just always yelling at you about wanting more food. She clearly doesn't really need any more. They're not a purebred. They're a mix between an American Guinea and Cooney. As far as I know, the people I bought them from didn't really know. So whether they graduate to our freezer or not is yet to be determined. So that's kind of the lifestyle. If you start off with naming them, and so I've got their area here separated off, this area to allow the grass to grow back. Kind of reseeded it. And then earlier this year I expanded this out much further than it was originally. You know, they're expensive land maintainers at this point, because you know, the grasses are only starting to just come back, because they do graze. So, you know, if the grasses come back, they're not going to eat as much of the other, you know, foods, grains and whatnot. So, well, we have fed them a little bit of alfalfa and oats and barley and a little bit of the conventional kind of chicken, or not chicken, pig feed pellets. But all in all, still they're keeping this all. I mean, of course I had to clear the blackberries out of here originally. They're keeping it cleared out, which is kind of nice because blackberries are a pain. So that's pretty much it. Oh, forgot we got another cherry up here. You know, so I don't like cherries, but they grow really well here. And you know, I know we'll eat them. So I mean, keeping the wildlife off them, though, that might be the real challenge. And then we got one of the American persimmons right here, and then another one, another one right there. So this one, it's got some growth there. So I was worried about that one a little bit too. Everything's coming back. So that's pretty much it. You know, I'll continue to share what I can until I leave here in a little while. I'll be heading out, like I said, channel update video. If you didn't see that, I'm going to be heading out of town overseas for a little while. So a lot of this stuff's going to get put on hold. Oh, by the way, those are elderberries. All those, the difference is, I'm not sure if these ones are the blue or the red, because the red ones are not edible. The blue ones are. We do have some of the blues on the property. I've been trying to propagate the blue ones because they do grow here really well. But because I got them down over there too. So yeah, well, that's it. You know, if you have any questions about anything I've shared here, go ahead and, you know, put a comment down below. Don't forget to check out my other social media pages. I have my MeWe social media page linked below. My Odyssey, if you prefer that, go ahead and go follow me over there, and you'll see everything I share on YouTube there. That's it. Have a great day.